There's been this Witcher 4 update that's been going around, getting a lot of attention, specifically the voice actor who plays Geralt. He gave a bit of an update on Geralt's role in the upcoming game, and this said update pissed off the anti-woke mafia.
Witcher 4 has been announced. I can't say anything about it. What we know is that Geralt will be part of the game. We just don't know how much, and the game won't focus on Geralt, so it's not about him this time. We don't know who it's about. I'm excited to find out. I want to know. I have not seen any script yet. I have not. I couldn't tell you if I did. This is the thing. So, I could be lying through my teeth. But I'm not. Or am I?
And then Western AAA gaming studios and publishers will act all surprised why nobody likes modern games. Yeah, okay, sounds like that game will fall apart. Seriously, Western gaming is going downhill. Female protag incoming. Get women out of gaming. Seriously, this is all DEI cause. Women wanting to tell stories that portray themselves as the protagonist, which is fine, but just make a spinoff and don't use a beloved franchise to do so, destroying it in the process.
The heart of discipline. Do you live in a cave?
And trust me, there's many more in the ocean shitstorm that's in that Park Places comment section of anti-woke mob mafia people who just cannot cope with the idea that there's a great possibility we'll be playing as Ciri. I felt like I've heard this story before, and even when you play The Witcher 3, you can kind of tell what direction they were heading. And I could understand one argument, and that could be, oh, well, what about Ciri being too OP? Well, this is the route I think they're going to go as far as that concerns. They'll probably introduce a villain or a villainous group that meets Ciri's match. They're gonna make her look weak and vulnerable instead of an overpowered god. And they could go so many different directions. This is the most baffling part about the anti-woke mafia. I don't understand. This is a rumor, okay? This sounds like a tongue-in-cheek joke. Just sounds like, I don't know. I'm just guessing at this point. We don't know nothing about this game, and people are already doing the same thing that they did with other games. They're starting to jump out the window, have a freaking panic attack because they hear Ciri, a female protagonist, is going to be taking over the game, and that she's some type of overpowered god, and it's going to be a bore fest of a game. Like, you don't know shit, okay? And people could try to hit me with the, oh, well, if you don't learn from history, you'll be doomed to repeat it or whatever. But damn, give this game a chance to breathe. At least get to the point where we can see a CGI trailer or an official trailer or gameplay or something more concrete than just freaking out every time and just having this knee-jerk reaction of saying it's going to be a DEI woke fest because Ciri's the main character. Like, when nobody complained about the part of the game where you played as Ciri. And the most baffling thing about this, these people don't understand that this game is not going to see the light of day for years and years to come. Hell, they ain't even came out with the Witcher 1 remake yet, which I think they said is going to be the next game in the pipeline. Then after that, it'll be all hands on deck for The Witcher 4, and then vice versa. I mean, they already started development on both of these games, but in the sense of the manner they're going to release these games, it's not going to be back to back to back. We've seen how long it took them to release Cyberpunk 2077. Even though the base game's release was gimped on consoles, console gamers got screwed. So did PC gamers. I'm not going to lie, like, every gamer got screwed because there was still a ton of glitches and bugs and issues that was affecting PC gamers. And then the whole review process was sort of weird. Like, reviewers, YouTubers was not allowed to record their own gameplay. And that game was in development for like, what, 6-7 years before it came out. And it probably needed an extra 2 years in the oven, if we're being honest. Maybe a year and a half with all the bugs and glitches. But thankfully they did release the Phantom Liberty expansion. And that, it was like a love letter, apology to everybody who got screwed. Like, that expansion was a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. And if it took them that long to release that game, imagine how long it's going to take for them to come out with the Witcher 1 remake. If that game was to play anything like the Witcher 3 did, that game is going to be phenomenal. Because Witcher 3's combat, I feel like, was spectacular, and I feel like that was one of the biggest things that people did not like with the first original game, that the combat and gameplay was rather stiff. If I had to guess, we probably not gonna see the Witcher 1 remake till when, like 2027 at best. And then if we get the Witcher 4, it may be 2029. We may have a PS6 by that point. And the worst thing about this is people saying, oh, but DEI, ESG score, Sweet Baby Ink's involved. Look, this whole culture war has just, on both sides, woke, anti-woke, is just so fucking annoying at this point. And I could promise you, I would bet my bottom dollar, by the time we get Witcher 4, this whole culture will be over and everybody will done accepted what is going on. And I understand the premise of the anti-woke mafia's mission statement, in the sense of they want to go after anything and kind of right the wrongs that wasn't called out in gaming many years ago, to the point it got widely accepted, like microtransactions, loot boxes, season passes, battle passes, cut content turned into DLC. But the problem is they always have this knee-jerk reaction and don't have an open mind until we actually see something more concrete. So that's why they've been all in a hubbub about this whole thing. But I think just like with microtransactions, it's gonna get to a place of time where people are like, all right, how bad is it? And then it'll go from that to people just not caring anymore, because there's microtransactions still around in a lot of games, even single player games, and people don't make the same videos that they did many years ago that they would have. Like, they don't call out the microtransactions anymore because it's widely accepted and people just don't care anymore. I think we're getting close to that point where people don't care if DEI or ESG is involved, and this whole war will be over by the time Witcher 4 comes out. And this culture war has been going on for what, like 4, almost 5 years now. And what's come of that? What victories can they lay claim to, other than Volition being shut down and WB Games having to lay off a ton of people after the flop that was Suicide Squad killed the Justice League? Apart from them two instances, you can't really say that there was anything substantial that happened that you can look at as a win, because the anti-woke mafia's ultimate goal is to see all these companies go under and go out of business. They want Ubisoft to go out of business. They want Sony to go out of business, or literally any company that is associated with Sweet Baby Inc. And if we're being honest, there's a good portion of Sweet Baby Inc. games that have made boatloads of money, including God of War Ragnarok and Spider-Man 2. Like, this whole thing will end one or two ways. Companies will, in the long run, end up going out of business, or they'll still keep making money throughout the course of the years to follow. And you may have some flash in the pan instances where you have the developers completely shut down or get laid off, and that'll be it. And they'll just have to give up, because I don't want to see nobody talking about anti-woke anything by 2030. Okay, y'all need to hang it up. It's been 4 or 5 years. Y'all can't keep this fight up any longer. Okay, just submit, just give up. The more money these companies keep making, the more they're gonna keep doing what you don't like. All in all, this is something that I think is really a nothing sandwich to be mad at, and they're probably going to do the same thing they did with GTA 6 before we seen the trailer, before we seen the leaks, that they're going to have this big old blowout panic attack, and then once we see or hear something more substantial and concrete from somebody, then they're going to be like, you know what, we apologize, we were tripping. Now, with that being said, y'all let me know what you think about this in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe for more gaming content like this, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.